All right, we're starting out laying down so that we can let the back really relax and flatten onto the floor. So take your time fidgeting into that. Of course, maybe bending your arms and legs a little bit. If that feels nice, you might bend your elbows and let your chest open up a little bit because your shoulders can externally rotate more that way. Then you might externally rotate your hips by dropping your knees out, or you might internally rotate your hips and drop your knees inward. And once you've found where you want to be, just breathe deeply, please. Big inhales through the nose. Big exhales through the nose. Big belly and chest and rib cage expansion. Inhale. Strong belly button pulling in. Exhale. And please take a few more moments to breathe just like this. Just breathing and being still. Find a little more softness in your face with each breath. Any parts that might be resisting this stillness, this heaviness, just acknowledge where you're feeling a little tense and stuck. And just imagine breathing into and out of that place. So maybe it's your chest or your low back or your hips. Imagine growing a set of lungs there and using those lungs to bring space and freedom to that spot. And then we'll start to move. As you're ready, bending your knees at least a little bit and taking your feet quite wide, we'll start to drop our knees side to side. Okay. Windshield wipers is such a great way to start waking up your lower body. It's nice and gentle. We can build heat and just kind of go with the body's natural range of motion from moment to moment. Remember to breathe. Okay, keep the low back nice and mobile. So allow this twist to kind of roll up into your low back. And maybe focus a little more each time in moving the knees downward, activating this movement a little bit. All right, next time your knees point up, we'll pause up there and shimmy the feet back inward and then scooch them up by your hips. So we woke up hips, we woke low back. Let's wake the back body up a little bit more. If you ground your palms by your hips and put a slight squeeze between your knees, we're ready to come up into bridge. So inhaling, inhaling, lift your hips, and exhaling, lower your hips. Keep that tennis ball between your knees and keep a space under your chin. So always your nose will point straight up with this bridge. Keep breathing. Feel the back body kind of lighting up, the glutes, the hamstrings. And next time you roll up, let's hold up here. Hold and breathe. Maybe bend your elbows and press them down into the floor. You can press your shoulder blades down a little more. Think of kind of lifting your heart up. Nice breath here. Maybe one more big breath in. Think of moving your tailbone away from your head while you do that. And keep the tailbone moving away from your head as you exhale and roll your spine down one vertebra at a time. When your hips land, pause here. We'll keep the left foot on the ground and just bring the right knee in. So interlacing fingers around shin or in the back of the thigh. Okay, whatever makes more sense for you. Grounding your shoulder blades here. Let's breathe. We're thinking of hugging that knee inward towards your chest. And then take your hands to the thigh, that right thigh. Interlace fingers behind that thigh. Go and extend your left leg. And then pull the left heel in. Sorry, that's a right leg. Extend the right leg and pull the right heel in. So let's do that a few more times. So same leg. Just want to notice how the hamstring and the quad feel, front and back of the thigh. Okay, next time you press up, let's hold here. Press out through the heel. Hold and breathe. Reground your shoulder blades. Let's see if we can move the knee a little closer. And only if it feels okay, think about moving your forehead up toward your shin and your shin down towards your forehead. One more big breath here. And let that go. Go ahead and drop the right foot. Take a few windshield wipers here. And we'll keep the right foot on the floor. Go ahead and pause your legs. We'll bring that left knee in. So we can take our hands behind the thigh or in front of the shin. If you want a little more, go for the front of the shin. Pull that knee in towards your chest. And let's hold right here. Breathe. Shoulder blades are grounding. Okay, as you're ready, switch your grip to the back of your thigh, your left thigh, and we'll extend that left heel up toward the ceiling and then drop it down towards your glute. And let's take a few more like that, please. Take a little time while you're doing this to notice how the back of your leg feels, your left leg. Press up and hold. Okay, left heel presses high. Flex into your ankle. Encourage that knee a little closer. Ground those shoulder blades. And maybe for your last breath or two, move your forehead toward the shin and the shin toward the forehead. One more big breath in. And let it go. Okay, windshield wiper it out. Let's tuck hands behind knees and rock it up. Come on up. And find a nice comfy seat. Something that you like, something comfortable. Just go ahead and sit nice and tall. Close your eyes. And just bring your awareness inward here. Focus your awareness inward on your spine, that spinal column. See if you can rock your hips so that there's equal weight in each hip. The belly button pulls in slightly. The tailbone slightly tucked. And you feel like your low back can rise up out of this. Very effective, very long low back. Let's take the arms out wide and reach out through your fingertips. At the same time, plug your arms into your shoulder sockets. We're making our longest, strongest arms here. Keep your long, beautiful, neutral spine and your belly button pulling in so that your core is engaged. And coming from your shoulder, let's draw tiny circles with the fingertips. Okay, nice and slow. Getting a little bigger with each revolution now. So we're starting to draw bigger circles, however, still centered on your shoulder, still nice and slow, and as symmetrical as you can make them. So making a little extra effort to pull the hands back behind the line of your spine. Okay, there's a little extra effort involved there. Keep going. Keep making them bigger, bigger. Scrape the floor with your fingertips. Bump your thumbs up top. Okay, they're that big and ridiculous. Keep circling. Keep breathing. Go extra slow where it's extra challenging to move your arms smoothly. For example, when the arms are back there, keep them big and slow. Reverse, push through your palm. Push, 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 push. Very big, very circly. Notice extra effort when the arms move back. Let's start to make these a little smaller each time. Still very symmetrical and circly. Okay, getting very small with the circles. Go ahead and drop your hands beside you, fingertips down on either side. Switch the crossing of your legs. If you had your legs in like a crisscross seated kind of shape, just switch the crossing. We'll walk the left fingertips over a little out to the left. Ground that right hip. Inhaling here, right hand up. Exhaling here, right hand reaches a little bit over to the left. Pause here, lengthen that right side as you exhale completely. Okay, reach out tall through the right side on the inhale. Think of maybe getting a little longer on this. Inhale. Ground that right hip. Exhale, reach a little further out to the left. Okay, feel the side, that whole right side of the back opening up. One more time, big breath in. Ground the right hip, reach up as tall as you can. And exhale, reach way far out to the left, maybe coming to the left elbow. Remember to ground that right hip, hold and breathe. Could you make a little extra space around your neck here? Okay, as you're ready, come on out with an inhale. Big breath in, coming up. Drop the right hand behind you. Okay, left fingertips in front of you. And we're twisting here. We have our long spine on the inhale. And with your exhale, look over your right shoulder. You can use your fingers to deepen and kind of propel you into this twist. Let's take a few more breaths here. Long spine, inhale. Twist a little further, exhale. Maybe use the left hand on the right knee. You can twist yourself a little more deeply here. One more big breath here. All right, bring it on back to center. Right hand walking a little bit out to the right, grounding that left hip. Inhaling here. Left hand reaches up. The left side is so long. Okay, exhale here, reach to the right. Keep that left hip grounded. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhaling, lengthen the left side of the body, the whole thing. Exhale, reach a little further to the right. One more. Big breath in, really long. Exhale to the right. Maybe even drop that right elbow. Reach to the right, but ground that left hip. Could we make a little more space around the neck? So much space. This is in the left side of the back. Okay, coming on up. Left fingers take themselves behind you. Right fingertips down in front. So we have long spine inhale here. Beginning to twist to look over the left shoulder on the exhale. Take a few more breaths. Long spine. Big twist. Maybe right hand helps out by holding the left knee and propelling you further. One more breath. And then allow yourself to twist out of this. Okay, kick out your legs. You can lean back and shake them out. Take a few windshield wipers. We were sitting for quite a while. And then let's flip it over and just take some hands and knees. So to your all fours position, grip the mat tight with your strong hands. Heart pulls forward on the inhale. Push the floor away on the exhale. Take a few more like this. Pull forward, inhale. Push away, exhale. Maybe close your eyes here. This would be a nice movement to just do and just feel it. Just hear and feel and sense where you are. Next time you find a flat back, just hang out right there. And we'll get the right leg up and start circling out that hip. So keep the hips level. Let's rewind that a few times. Now let's open up the hip and circle it out. And rewind that a couple of times. Okay, check this out. Take the right foot all the way out to the right and drop it on the floor so that the right leg is sticking straight out, perpendicular to your mat. And I'll turn a little bit just to show you what I mean and where we're going. Okay? So we're in the same position. Okay? Imagine my right foot is way off the mat. And then we're going to start to walk the right foot out there. So shimmy it out. Maybe walk your hands a little bit over so that they're still under your shoulders. And maybe you decide this is enough. Maybe you want to shimmy that right foot out there a little bit. But just it doesn't have to be a big, crazy stretch. But it's a nice straddle. So if you would look at this from the side, the right foot, right hip, and left knee are all in the same line. It's kind of hard to show on a video. But find that spot with me where you'd like to be, okay? Let the hips sink as low as you like, and then we'll just kind of rock gently forward and backward. And find some nice opening in that right inner thigh, left inner thigh. Keep that right foot spinning down toward the floor if you can. All right, and after we've spent a little while there, we'll keep the right foot walking toward the front of the mat, and we'll find that we can drop it right by that right hand. Okay, so right foot is now by the right hand, and let's move the hips forward and back. Okay, you have the option to keep the back knee on the floor, the left knee, or you have the option to get a little more out of this right side and back of the leg stretch by lifting the back knee. And you'll just get a little bit more, okay? You'll just get a little more opening in that right glute and hamstring. So 2 variations of the same idea. Next time you come forward into your lunge, just hold here. Use that right knee to press yourself up and find yourself a nice little lunge. So keep in mind, this can be kind of a relaxed lunge. You can support yourself with your right leg, and you can always come down to your hands if you need to just take it easy. So I invite you to do that at any time. No matter where you are though, do put a little engagement between your legs, please. So a little pull together between your knees, kind of gathering your inner thighs up toward the center of your body and wrap the belly button in towards your spine. Okay. Inhaling here, lift your arms up. Have a big open front body. So Anjaneyasana. Exhaling here, drop your fingers under your shoulders and pull your hips back. So opening up that right leg. Right back of the leg. Let's do that again. Inhale here, Anjaneyasana, reaching up into your low lunge. Exhaling here. Pull it back into a half split. One more just like that. Big breath in, reaching up. And big exhale. Bring it down. Let's pause here. We can put our hands down under our shoulders if we like. If we have blocks and we prefer blocks, that's great too. But maybe you decide once your hands are under your shoulders, your right foot is flexed, maybe you decide you want to move your left knee back a little bit. And that'll give you even more opening in the back of that right leg. So once you feel pretty settled in here, I want you to really flex your right foot, like really strong flex, feeling that calf stretch, and start to pull your right hip back. So kind of like you're digging your right heel into the ground and pulling back on that hip to expand and kind of lengthen the whole outer edge of that right leg. Let's take a few breaths here. You can make this very gentle. You can make it very intense. It's really whatever you're looking for today. If all is going well here, you can spend your next few breaths reaching up with your right hand and adding a little twist. One more big breath in, right here. And with your exhale, drop that right hand. We're going to bend the right knee again and make your way back to hands and knees. Take your time, just shake it out. Okay, maybe swing your hips in a few circles. Maybe get some crackles and popples out, and as you're ready, left knee up. We'll keep the hips level at first and circle it out. Let's rewind that. Now open up that hip and stack it as you circle it out. And let's rewind that. Okay, so let's stick this left leg straight out to the left, and I'll turn to face you to show you on this side. So the left leg, you're thinking of making it just perpendicular to your spine, okay? And we want right knee, hips, and left leg all in the same plane. So try not to let your hips move too far back or forward, and shimmy that left foot just as far out as you want it to go. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. And then start to rock forward and back. Okay, just find some nice extra space, nice inner thigh space. And then we'll keep that left foot walking. As you're ready, we're just gonna walk it back toward the front of the mat and find yourself in a lunge. Okay, and I'll turn now that we're all in the same spot. Okay, find your lunge and then start to rock this one back and forth. So putting a nice flex in your left foot either way so that you get that calf stretch. You can make this quite gentle by keeping the back knee on the floor, or make it a little more spicy by picking the back knee up. Decide which works best for you. Take a few more rounds here. And then next time you settle into your low lunge, pause there. We're coming up. So inhaling here, just a little flow. Lifting that heart on the inhale, legs moving toward each other. So you've got your low lunge activated. Okay, with your exhale, all hands come down, pulling your hips back, especially your left hip moves back. Let's do that just a few more times. Inhaling, Anjaneyasana, lift your heart up and open. Exhale, half split, Ardha Hanumanasana, pull your hip back. One more time, big breath in. Big exhale. And let's pause here in this half split, and we'll just enjoy this one for a little while. So find something to put your hands on so that your spine can be long. And we want the hands under our shoulders. Fingertips might work, something, but long spine, please. Flexed left foot. Then maybe we move the right knee back if we want to get a little bit more close to the floor. So start pulling back on that left hip. All right, send that heart forward. Nice breath. If all is going well and you feel fantastic, you can spend your next few breaths reaching up with that left hand, adding a twist. One more big breath here, and your twist, bringing out your whole back body. And with your exhale, all hands down. Okay, we're bringing it back to hands and knees. From here, friends, come on down to your elbows. Come on down to your belly. And let's take a little Sphinx time. Okay, Sphinx is a great low back massage. It's great for kind of compressing and strengthening all the tissues of the back body and spreading open the tissues of the front body. Okay, most of our lives we spend bending forward over things, so this is a great posture fixer. So let's ground into the elbows, ground into the hips, ground into the tops of your feet, and grip the mat here. Pull your heart forward with your arms. Okay, let's take a few breaths here, grounding into those elbows. Think elbows down and back, hips down, feet down, heart forward. Maybe close your eyes as you feel your long neck and your big heart. A few more breaths like this. All right, let's start to play around with Cobra a little bit. So quite enough for you to just stay here, then you just kind of hang out here and let this be your Sphinx. If you want a little more, you have a few options. So I'll give you your Sphinx options from here. Keeping your heart pulling forward, keeping that long neck, elbows down and back, okay? Grip a little extra with your hands. See if you could hover your elbows just 1 inch off the mat. Now, if they point out to the side, pull them back in. Pull them down and back even more. Big breath. Tops of the feet are heavy. Hip bones are heavy. Might feel nice to bend one or two of your knees and start to move your feet toward the back of your head. Keep breathing here. Think of compressing and using all that back tissue. Maybe one more big breath in here, big Sphinx. And exhale to let it go. Come on down. Just rest your forehead on the floor. Thinking of soaking up all the goodness of that back bend. From here, hands back under shoulders. Coming up to hands and knees. And let's sit the hips out to one side. And take the right leg out long to the right. And let's pull the left foot in. Okay, pull the left foot in. And you can kind of have the left foot out to the side, left knee out to the side, but we're turning to face that right leg. So as if your hips and shoulders wanted to square off on that right big toe, go ahead and ground your fingertips on either side of that right leg. Make your spine nice and long. Big long spine inhale, and with your exhale, start to walk your heart, your fingertips, okay, the tip of your nose, all gets closer to that right big toe. And just pause when you feel resistance from the back of your body. And you might feel a lot, and that's okay. Take another long spine inhale. And another heart moves forward, exhale. Maybe it's just a millimeter. Let's take a few breaths like this. You might find yourself coming down to your elbows, who knows? But continue to move the right hip back. Move your heart toward that right big toe. And resist the temptation to grab and pull. There's no reason to grab and pull anything. Think of that heart moving forward, the hip moving back. That's all we need to think about. Okay, as you're ready, walk your hands back up by your hips. And we'll take this left knee and point it way out to the left. So if you could almost point the left knee in the opposite direction of your right foot. So how far out could you get it? And that foot might tuck in a little more differently underneath you. So just point it all the way out there, okay? So now we're not facing toward the right foot anymore. We're facing out as if we're doing a straddle, okay, between the right and the left knee. So right hand can come to that left hip, left arm up and over. Take a big breath in here, ground into your left hip. Keep it grounded as you exhale and reach to the right. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach it up, ground that left hip, get a little bit longer. Exhale to the right. Let's do that one more time. Big breath in, pull it up. Exhale, reach it over. Pause and breathe. Maybe right elbow rests on that right thigh. And you can just focus on having a long neck on both sides, of course. A long waist on both sides. Maybe the right elbow comes down. Same idea, focus on length and dropping that left hip. Okay, maybe that left hand will come to tickle your right toes today, maybe not today. But either way, no matter what, continue to ground that left hip and lengthen all the parts of your spine. Maybe one more big breath in here. As you're ready, press yourself back up. Okay, one more stop. on this journey with this this left knee bent, pick up the left leg and just squeeze it in towards your torso, like you're trying to mold it into your rib cage. And face out toward the right foot again. And let's take this left arm on the inside of the left leg. Start to walk the fingers out toward that right foot. Then notice if the left leg tends to kind of waggle out to the left. That's fine, just notice that. Could you stick your left elbow in front of it and kind of hold it there? Okay, just try that. Just think about that for a little while. Maybe this is where you're gonna stay and work today. Okay, maybe today you wanna reach the left hand behind that knee to your back. Kind of pat yourself on the back. Okay, remember your long spine, even though it's obviously curving, try to keep it long. Maybe this is where we're working today. Maybe today the right hand comes behind the back and grabs, and you can really clasp the left hand if you get it just right. Nice little clasp. In that case, squeeze that leg into your body, that left leg, and propel the heart even more forward toward that right foot. Okay, one more big breath in here. Squeeze the leg. And release that. Go ahead and let go of that. Lean back. You can kick out all your legs and shake them out here. Let's have the right leg be the bent in leg and the left leg be the long leg. And we're facing out toward that left foot, like we're trying to square our hips and shoulders off in that direction. Fingers down on either side of that left leg. And we have a long spine inhale. We can put a bend in the back of the left knee too, if this is tight in any way. And heart moves forward. Exhale. Again, long spine inhale. Heart moves a little further forward. Exhale. We'll take a few more breaths, moving, breathing, not rushing. Try and lengthen the low back, the upper back, the back and sides of the neck. As you're ready, walk your hands back up by your hips and point the right knee out to the right. Tuck that foot in really close to you. So kind of cultivating more of a half straddle idea here. If you were in a nice straddle and one leg just happened to be bent, then that's where we would be. Left hand to right hip. Right hip is super heavy. Inhaling here, right side gets really long. Exhaling here, reach to the left. Let's do that 2 more times, okay? Big breath in. Remember to ground that hip, get a little extra long. Exhale to the left. One more time, okay? Big breath in. Big exhale. Okay, hang out here. Maybe support yourself with that left elbow. But remember, make your spine long. So it's easy to let the spine kind of collapse here. Let's do the opposite. Let's always keep it lengthening, especially in the low back and the neck. Okay, and if the right fingers tickle the left toe, awesome. But ground that right hip. And make a lot of space around your ears. As you're ready, come on up out of this. And we'll pick up the right knee and hug it close. Squeeze it into your rib cage. And then we'll take the right arm on the inside of that right leg, fingers down on either side of the left. And pause, just moving the heart forward, feeling this right foot on the floor. And then see if you can take the right elbow to the right knee and kind of tuck it under your elbow a little bit, pulling it back. Maybe right hand goes behind your back and pats yourself on the back, okay? Maybe left hand goes behind, finds the right hand. If they find each other, they squeeze tight. Squeeze, 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 and breathe. Maybe one more breath here. And as you're ready, unwind yourself from that. Take your legs out long. Time to roll down and get a final twist so we can seal this practice off. So if your feet come to the floor, move your hips a little bit to the left, drop your knees to the right, and we'll look away from the knees. Look over to the left. Let's breathe here. We can take the arms out wide. The right hand might even grab a knee. Long spine inhale. Strong belly exhale. One more breath here. And let's bring it through center. So knees come up through center. Let's move the hips to the right side of the mat now. Knees drop to the left. And we look to the right. Arms wide. Maybe left hand grabs a knee. Find that complete breath here. Long inhale. Big exhale. Shoulder blades grounded. Belly button to spine. One more breath. Go ahead and bring your legs back in. Release them and shake it out. Find your final resting posture. Okay, eyes are closed. Breath comes through the nose. Could you draw your awareness in until it's filled with your breath? Your breath takes up all of your awareness. You're noticing the temperature of the breath, the natural pace of the breath, all the parts of the body that move with the breath. And give yourself this time to be very present. Please keep resting as long as you can. Thank you so much for joining me.